Morning everybody, welcome to Pins and Needle Vlogmas. It's Sunday the 16th of December today. I wanted to start by saying a big hello to everybody that's new. My subscriber numbers have jumped well over 100 just this month, which is loads more than usual. So thank you very much to everyone that subscribed and anybody that recommended me anywhere. For all those new bugs, like I said, I'm Zoe. You can find me everywhere on social media as Pins and Needles UK. And I live on the coast of South Wales with my family, my husband Dave, our 3 children, Conrad, Jocelyn and Max, and of course Jim the dog, our black Labrador. My recording is a little bit out of kilter today, so I'm starting talking to you from the supermarket car park. When I get home, I'll open my advent calendar and talk you through my knitty things that I'm wearing today. So I worked a 6-day week this week. And actually I mean a 7-day week, because although I'm not going into the gym today, housework is absolutely work. So I've got 1 day to get everything ready for next week, along with obviously Dave and the kids doing their part. And I think we need to talk about food shopping. I really hate food shopping, hate it. I hate thinking about food, I hate buying the food, I hate putting it away, cooking it, washing it up, hate it. And for 5 people, 3 meals a day, that's like what, 21 meals. So I always have a meal plan and a shopping list so that at least that thinking bit is only done once. But at the moment I'm struggling with where to do my food shop. I live very close to an enormous Asda's, so that's very convenient, but their meat selection isn't great. And everything is in plastic. Today I've come to Morrison's. It's only half a mile further. The good news is their fruit and veg bags, and when you buy loose fruit and veg, they give you paper bags to put those in, which I think is a fantastic idea. I'm on a bit of a personal mission to cut down the plastic use in my home, and this will help. So that's a positive. And they also have a much better meat selection. Everybody in my house exercises a lot, so our protein needs are quite high, and I find that in Morrison's I can get cheaper cuts of meat like beef shin and things like that, and meat on the bone. So we tend to do a big cook up, or well, Dave does, on a weekend for some lunches and dinners during the week for him, because he works such long hours. The downside is the fruit and veg aisle in Morrison's is laid out market style, which means that as well as a normal aisle with fruit and veg up the sides of it, they have these cutesy pretend market barrows up the middle with more produce on, but no signage. And because it's a 360-degree display unit, you can't see what's on the other side. So you have to do stupid figure of 8s with your trolley all the way up and down the aisle and look at every single side of every single display just to find what you want. And it's shopping on a weekend, which I also hate. I have tried online shopping. Asda does do that, but they don't have the selection. Don't really like having to pay for it, but it is more convenient. And then, of course, I could go to Lidl, which is a 20-minute drive, but it's much cheaper, but you're back to loads of plastic packaging. So I don't really have an answer. What do you guys do? Anyway, I have my list. And I'm just going to have to accept that it's my own fault for going to the supermarket on a Sunday morning, and it's going to take me at least an hour. And it's Christmas, so it's even busier, and I will exude festive goodwill to all mankind and try not to shout at people that stop in the middle of the aisles to talk to their friends. In with anger, out with love. Right, I'm back from Morrison's. Dave is here, and I wanted to show you what I was talking about with the Morrison's meat. Now look, marrow bones. Now these are officially for Jim the dog for Christmas, but I think Dave's going to make meat broth out of them first. And then these are the meaty bones I was talking about. So you get quite a lot of meat on them, good for casseroling and stuff. And again, bones for the dog. Because you kind of cook for lunches and dinners for the week, don't you?
Yeah, so I'll have one day a week normally where I do an entire week's worth of cooking. And I've been doing that for the past couple of months. And then last week I started doing the same, but cooking more. So you've got food for the week as well. Because
when you go to work, you have to take all 3 meals with you.
I'm there for such a long time.
For 3 days a week, don't you?
And like, if you end up just eating rubbish. So it's a great way to make sure you're getting everything that you need. And it's a couple of hours work a day. And then all my meal prep is done for the week. Yeah. There's no more effort.
But the kitchen does look like Armageddon.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tidy up as I go. So it'll all be nice and tidy by the time I'm done.
It's a good couple of hours work, isn't it?
But I'll listen to a podcast or 2. Give me back those.
I want to let Jim smell them. Because knowing you, he might not get any closer to them. These are for you, Jim. But Dave says he has to cook them first. You want marrow bones as treats?
I don't know, give him one now.
Can he eat them raw, can he?
Yeah, he'd be fine. And he would really like to lick out the marrow bone forever. So, keep filming. I've just come back from workout with Conrad.
Yeah. Went down to the island gym, didn't you?
Yeah. He did really well.
Yeah? He said he can't feel his arms now.
No,
so
I broke his arms. That one.
Jim gets the juiciest, bestest one.
That's got the most. Agreed?
Oh, I don't know.
That's got the most. Look
okay.
How thick that is with marrow. Hey, Jim.
It's not going to give him a dicky belly if it's raw.
No. I mean, possibly. Now you will slink off to a secret place.
The really good treats have to be taken out into the garden. There he goes. My windows are filthy, by the way. So he goes, that's his spot, and he puts it down on the ground. And then he normally just checks a bit. Yeah, just checking.
Checking for predators.
Looking. Is anyone going to steal my meaty bone? And eventually he'll settle down and nom it.
Sniffing for predators.
You can never be too careful. That's a good bone and somebody else might want it. Right, I'll leave him in peace now. I'm back and I survived Morrison's. And weirdly it wasn't that busy. I don't know why. Are we fuzzy or are we... There we go. Okay. Day 16. Ooh, Rivenet Splendiferous 4-ply. This is the same yarn I had the other day that was in that sort of greeny yellow colour. And this, this is Becky's, that's Becky of Rivenets, by the way. Becky's famous Starry Night colourway. Starry Night is a colourway, is a painting by Vincent van Gogh. And this is just the most beautiful. And I know that Sally bought several skeins of this and knit herself a tunic, and it's just stunning. That's gorgeous. Thank you, Becky. I also had a couple of Christmas cards. Fa la 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 llama. Actually, probably alpaca, because it looks happy. Alpacas are happy and cheerful and want to be your friend, and llamas just want to kill you. So thank you for that. And then I had a woodpecker card from my great aunt and uncle who live in West Wales. And they sent, there was a bit of paper in it, and I thought, oh, it's one of those nice Christmas letters, you know, like here's what we've been up to for the year. And she's done a whole page of poetry, which I will spare you.
Please do.
Because it's actually quite miserable. I'll read you the last stanza of the first poem. But soon it won't matter if we've got cash in hand, when we've poisoned our seas and our once fertile land with plastic detritus and chemical waste. There will be no advantage for those better placed. So whilst that fits in with my car park rant this morning about plastic and food shopping, not terribly festive. Not terribly festive, Aunt Jackie, but I take your point. So I thought I'd share that with you. And then the last thing is I wanted to show you what I'm wearing today. This is my Epistrophe cardigan by Kate Davis. It's from her pattern book Yokes. And I knitted this year before last, a couple of years ago. And it's made out of a discontinued yarn. It's Sirdar Balmoral, which is mostly wool, 3% silk and a tiny bit of nylon. Like I said, it's discontinued, but if you're interested in the colourways, you can check out my project page. It was my first ever steeked garment. I pretty much knit it to the pattern with the exception of grading from a larger size on the hips to a smaller size for the waist and bust. I lengthened it fractionally just because I generally need to lengthen things. And I added, I cast on in the contrast colour for the cuffs and also for the hem, and I cast off in the contrast around the neck just to tie it in a bit with the colour work. And these buttons are just plastic ones that I bought from Hobbycraft. And I did a crochet steek, which you can see here. So these are my knitted steek stitches, and this dark edge down here is the crocheted steek. And the pattern instructions have you cover this with a ribbon, but it was so tidy, I mean you really can't, you know, it looks super tidy on the inside. I decided to use my grosgrain ribbon to line the button band, and I used poppers instead of faffing around with buttonholes. It is very slightly ripply, but I think that's from my button band ribbon attachment, not actually from knitting the button band. I tell myself one day I'll sort that out, but I'm not going to because it would involve taking off all of the poppers. Right, that's it for today. I'm sorry if yesterday's vlog wasn't particularly fantastic. I'd had a not fantastic day, and although I really love Christmas, I wasn't really in the mood for decorating a Christmas tree 35 seconds after I got in the house. But there you go, it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching today. I'm going to go and do some laundry. Dave is going to continue cooking, and I will see you in the morning. Bye.